Hi, I'm Phil,
And I'm Celeste.
and we are Retire on 2K exploring our options.
As we've looked at retirement, one of the things that's really important to us is to reduce our stress. And there are several ways that we've been doing that we've shared with you. One of them is downsizing.
Downsizing is something that we have talked about and something that we are involved in doing. And downsizing the amount of money that we spend, downsizing the material things that we have, and we've downsized in our housing. We have been involved in buying homes in the past, but at this point in time, we are thankful to be renting a one-bedroom apartment in a very nice complex here in Franklin, Tennessee, and it's something that we can afford and we enjoy.
And it's easy to clean.
Easy to clean, I might add. I'm the vacuum cleaner guy.
So, downsizing your things and your housing can seem scary at first because we've had kind of this level that we wanted to live at, but there's really a lot of freedom in getting rid of stuff,
Yes.
and especially in getting debt free. So, we have a freedom challenge. It's called our Freedom Challenge #1, and it's free. You can download that. The links are below this video and also on our Facebook page. There are 10 ideas for you of ways that you can downsize simply without it really hurting you. And we also share how we downsized $20,000 in 1 year, which was pretty amazing, and we don't even really feel it.
No, the one thing I wanted to share about that is, when we were able to downsize largely because we do not have a car. When our car was totaled 7 months ago in an accident in downtown Nashville, while I was Ubering, we just decided, you know what, the car is going to be paid off. Why do we want to sign up for another $500 total a month spent on a car, insurance, upkeep, gas, the whole works? And so, yeah, we're thankful to not have that. But we were able to begin to pay back debt that we owe. And we're so thankful that we are in that spot today. We live in a place where our 2 bicycles are perfect for us, a mile from our shopping in a major city. And everything has worked out great for us.
And that might not be your case, but there are options that you can pursue. And a part of what we're doing here is to open you up to looking at other options, because when we retire, our whole life changes. We don't get up and go to work every day, and we don't have the stress of the boss and the job, but there are other stresses and other changes that cause stress. The second way that Phil and I focus on reducing our stress is to upgrade our health. We don't have medical expenses. Our insurance is $40 a month, and in one of our videos we'll talk about insurance when you're retired, but we don't need our insurance because we take care of our physical bodies. So we have another freedom challenge. It's called Freedom Challenge 2, 7 simple swaps to upgrade your health and happiness. And so take advantage of these things if you need some guidance on how to live stress-free, or at least without damaging stress in your life.
That's right. Today we want to address, just for a short period of time here, emotional stress. We all have it. It comes in many forms. So some of the causes of emotional stress that we have encountered are financial things, financial lack, too much, month at the end of the money, I've heard said.
Yeah.
But financial lack brings about worry, actual fear. These things are not good for our physical bodies. And a lot of that comes about in our culture because we're trying to keep up. We're trying to keep up with the neighbors. We're trying to keep up with siblings. We're trying to keep up with, extended family and friends and business partners. And it's very dangerous and destructive. It can be. So also retirement has been a dream. And so I remember when Celeste and I were first married, we thought, well, within 20 years we'll be living in Maui and we'll, have made it great. I was a musician, bass player, and we thought, man, the way things are going, we'll have a gold record on the wall and be involved in a lot of different music endeavors. And, that was the true case for a while. But, so retirement, we all have dreams and we look forward to that. But then we have to also take those dreams and still hold on to some dreams. But you got to look at the reality of where we are at when we reach this age. What's gone on? What's happening? So let's look at reality.
Yes, and I think it's important too, Phil, that if you're a married couple, that you come to a place of agreement. Because if you're in disagreement, there's going to be a lot of stress.
Yes.
If your husband says, let's sell the house and get rid of stuff, and you're hanging on to it, you're going to have to come into agreement and find some common ground. And if you need counseling help to do that, or prayer, or just choose that you love each
Right.
other and you want to be in agreement. So relationships can cause emotional stress.
Yes.
And it could even be lost relationships through divorce or through death. If we allow these things to fill our minds and worry, and they actually affect our brain. So I want to talk to you for a minute about how stress affects your brain. You have a little gland in the middle of your brain. It's called the amygdala, and some people call it the reptilian brain. And this is the part of us that is activated when we feel fear and worry or anger, and it makes us want to run. So you've got the flight or fight, right? And we get that constant state of stress because in our culture, we don't have a tiger chasing us that stops chasing us. We have the constant stress of bills and traffic and worries about our economy and our government and our kids and our grandkids, and all these worries keep that amygdala activated all the time. Well, when your amygdala is activated through stress, then your body doesn't digest your food because all of your body's energy is going into that wanting to run away. And so you're not absorbing nutrients, and then that's a cause of a lot of disease. So we want to get rid of that. We want to calm that stress. And one way that you can do that is just by talking to yourself.
Right.
And saying, you know what? I'm not in danger. I'm not going to die today. Everything's going to be fine. And I'm working on changing things, or I'm working on improving, or I'm working on relationships, whatever. But talk to yourself and get that amygdala settled down so that you're not in that continual state of stress.
That's right. You know, one other thing that I've learned to do that I basically have probably picked up from Celeste through the years, but it's something that I've learned and it's very positive. Start looking forward with a thankful heart, with positiveness to the future. Not, oh my goodness, what does the future hold? Nobody knows, okay? You can look at the stock market. They don't know, okay? And but we do know the person who is in control of the future, and it's God. And so we trust God. But anyway, start looking forward with excitement and quit spending so much time looking backwards, looking at abuses that you may have suffered as a child or as a young adult or what have you. Okay, you are not alone in any of those things. Okay, so often we tend to think that, man, I'm the only person that's ever struggled with this or with that or the other thing. But come to the point where you can start looking forward. And then as a married couple, do what Celeste and I have done. We've learned to communicate through our entire marriage. We've learned to communicate things. I've communicated things with her that I've struggled with from young days of being a young father that would have devastated a lot of couples, but to us, it just made us stronger. So then I learned, you know, through pastoring years and through working in churches and being raised as a pastor's son, that, you know what? I'm not the only person that's ever gone through any of these situations that I've gone through starting as a young child. And so it's exciting for me to look to the future and know that I'm going into the future healthy with a beautiful, healthy wife that God gave me. At 17 years old, I met this girl. She was 15. But this is, you know, it was God's will for us to mature and get married. And so here we are. But start looking forward, being thankful and excited about the future, and not so much time looking back. Okay? Regrets. It's a horrible thing. Look forward with excitement to positive things.
If you have regrets over things that you've done, you can ask God to forgive you, and He will forgive you, and then forgive yourself If you need to ask other people to forgive you, ask them and receive forgiveness. And then start expressing gratitude, like Phil said. Appreciate what you have. Make a list of 7 things or even just 3 things that you can be thankful for every day. If you do that for 21 days, you will actually change your habits from being negative and looking backward to being grateful and looking forward.
So we come to the point now where we need to change what we can. Change what you can. We had a situation like we mentioned earlier at our car. We decided to change that debt program. We're not going to go there. We're not going to have a car payment. We don't have the cash flow right now to pay cash for a car, but we did have enough money to buy bicycles. And so we have 2 decent bicycles, and that's what we do. So change what you can. Okay? So much of in our culture, people are buying things left and right. It's like your credit score is the most important thing. If that's the way that a person chooses to live, where we're buying something on time perpetually, all of our income belongs to every place else and to other situations other than us. And so therefore we're not in control of our incomes. And so, I haven't been the sharpest tool in the box, but I've learned in as I've matured that you got to change, Phil. You got to change some of the things that you're doing. So change what you can, learn from those things, and begin to grow, and then begin to, appreciate.
And then the last thing is, whatever you can't change, give it to God. Because the scripture says that our times are in his hands. And it says, don't worry about anything, but in everything, with prayer and thanksgiving, ask God, and he will give you a peace that passes understanding. It also says that through Jesus, we have everything we need for life and for godliness. So give it to God. We've given our future to God. We trust God as we're exploring our options. We know that he's going to lead us to the right spot. And right now, our amygdala knows that we're safe. We can afford where we live. We're happy here. It's perfect for us. And we don't have that worry and stress. If you struggle with worry, and a lot of people do, and that can cause high blood pressure, high cholesterol, it can cause dementia or Alzheimer's or heart trouble. Don't worry. So we have a tool called the Worry Pocket, and you'll find a link below this video or on our Facebook page that it has a great story as well as something that you can make to learn how to give your worries to God.
So with that, we just want you guys to subscribe to our channel, share these videos every week with friends, give us a thumbs up, and then, hit the bell so every time we come out and post a new video, you get a notification that, hey, Retire on 2K just put out another video. So anyway, that's what we're doing. In the future here, we'll look at other cultures. I did some research this past week on Portugal. That's another interesting situation, especially if you are a successful business person and you want to go there, because there's no tax structure there for 10 years once you get there. And if you're taking your business there, it's pretty awesome. And but anyway, we're looking all over creation and doing some comparing. And anyway, give us a thumbs up. Be sure and subscribe. Really help us out. And so we bid you goodbye, and we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.